Hey now YouTube, Joey brings it back again. Cali on this scorcher of a Friday here in Cali, man. That heat dome that's been like going across the country, man, has finally reached the West Coast, the best coast. Crazy, man. Here on the Central Coast, it's about 90 degrees. For us, man, we can't handle it, 90 degrees. But down south, man, it's really bad. I had some friends that were going to go do a soccer tournament down south in Norco, California. The tournament for the girls soccer got canceled. Today, 113 degrees. Tomorrow was going to be 108. And when we're talking those temperatures and we're talking, 13, 14, 15-year-old girls playing soccer, that's dangerous. They canceled the tournament. But that heat wave, can you imagine being at Disneyland right now at a baseball game? Oh, man, misery. But we're indoors. We've got a little bit of the air going on. Listening to some Dr. Dre on the PC here on the computer. Hey, what else do we want to do on a Friday when we can't go outside? It's too hot to barbecue. We're going to talk some baseball cards. Mail day. Joy brings his style. Hey, without further ado, let's check out the cards, guys. All right, guys. So first one up, like I've mentioned before, I have not been buying a lot of material. I've been focusing on grading, PSA. It takes a lot of money and a lot of time to do that. But, this is maybe the third card I've bought all year. But when I saw it, I had to snatch it up. We're talking 300 great baseball cards by Payne. Here we go. Check it out, guys. Man, 1933 Gowdy Dizzy Dean PSA 2 with the MK qualifier. Who cares? Check out that card. Look at the corners. Look at the edges, the color, the registration. Perfection, man. There's a little bit of writing on the back. That's why the grade is so low. I don't care. It's a little bit off center, top to bottom. I don't mind. Look at the corners. Look at the centering, side to side, left to right. I can afford this card. I can get it into my PC. I can get it into my registry. Why am I going to pay $3,000 or whatever the price for a PSA 8 and then not be able to get anything the rest of the year? That's not the way I work. That's not the way I collect. This is gorgeous in my opinion. Look at the eye appeal. Man, I love this guy, man. J. Hannah Dean, a.k.a. Jerome Dizzy Dean. Man, this guy was a folk hero in the Depression era of the United States. He was famous, man. For his outlandish predictions, his crazy commentaries. Man, a la Ali, a la Joe Namath. But before these guys, it was this guy. Part of the 1934 St. Louis Cardinals gas house gang with his brother Daffy. 1934, man. He went 30-7. He led the gas house gang into the World Series versus the Detroit Tigers. He was a starter and the winner of Game 1. Great pitcher, man. He was having a great season. Game 4, more outlandish stuff. He said, hey, coach, put me in. You need a pinch runner? I'm your guy. He put him in as a pinch runner. Imagine that. You're a starter from game 1. Trying to break up a double play, this guy stepped right in front of the shortstop and he got pegged right in the forehead, right in the noggin, took him off on a stretcher to the hospital. Crazy, man. The next day, the headlines of the press. X-ray of Dean's head reveals nothing. Can you imagine that as the headline? But back then, the press, they just had a way with words, a play on words. What they really meant was that, hey, there's nothing wrong with Dizzy. He's ready to go. But other people took it as he had nothing in between the ears. He came back to pitch Game 5. He lost that one. And you would think, this guy is done. No, this Hall of Famer is not done. He came back, Game 7, pitching a complete game shutout to win the World Series against the Tigers and cap off his 1934 National League MVP season. Man, this guy was legend. He had a short career, no doubt, due to injuries. But 1953 Hall of Famer. Sporting news, top 100 baseball players of all time. Look at this guy right here, Jerome Dizzy Dean. That is a gorgeous card, man. He even had a movie made about him. Man, you have to be legend in order to have a baseball movie made about you. The Pride of St. Louis. I know a lot of my buddies on here have mentioned that they like watching, baseball movies. You got to check that one out. That's a classic. Part of the 300 Great Baseball Cards by Mike Payne. Awesome mail day for me, guys. One more look. Beautiful. Look at the razor sharp square corners. That left one is razor sharp. The right upper one is a square. Man, square corners, off-centered. A little bit of writing on the back, gave it a 2. No worries, man. Gorgeous card. Look at that green background. I love it. Okay, so that's part 1 of my mail day. Part 2, another mail day from one of my buddies on here, a cool YouTuber who's been watching all of your guys' videos. He's been watching mine, commenting on various cool YouTubers. Jonathan Bubba. I'm sure you guys have noticed Jonathan commenting on videos and, joining in the YouTube community. He put a little letter in here. Hey, Joey, thanks for allowing me to grade my cards with you. He's going to send in cards to PSA, Red Flip, Lighthouse Holder with me. I'm grading the Dan Marino, cool, and the Louis Tiant Auto. And I'm adding some cards as a gift for you, Joey. Thank you. I really appreciate it. Hey, man, Jonathan, no worries. I'm always here to help out buddies. Right now, I just sent out a card to one of my other buddies on here, Dustin Bellinger. You guys got to check out his video in the coming days. Maybe by Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, he should be posting a video on a card I sent him from our previous PSA submission. But this time, they're from Jonathan Bubba. Let's get these cards out. I got one hand. It's kind of hard to do it in one hand. Let's see what he sent me. First up, man, Jonathan, you really didn't have to send me any cards, man. I'm happy to send in your cards with my submission. But look at this, 1989, Donruss, Eddie motherfucking Murray, legend, mint 9, PSA in the LA Dodgers uniform. You know what? When I did my Eddie Murray video, if you notice, I only had Eddie Murray when he's on the Orioles. I don't have a card of him when he's on the Dodgers. I'm going to throw this into my LA Dodgers PC. And speaking of LA Dodgers, those of you who have watched my 3 previous Dodger videos, by popular demand, a lot of my friends have been PMing, sending me messages saying, hey, when are you going to do another Dodgers video? I have another one up my sleeve, guys. And you're going to see this one in it, Jonathan. The legend, Eddie M.F. Murray. Love it, man. Thanks for that card. What else we got here? Oh, another good-looking card from another legend. 1981 Topps, Jim Palmer. Man, that's a good-looking card. That's a good action shot. 81 Topps. Man, Hall of Famer. Thank you, Jonathan. I really appreciate that. I love these cards when they're raw. Going to be a great addition to my PC. I don't have very many 1981 cards, no doubt. And last one that he sent me. Again, thank you. I really appreciate it. Man, you didn't have to, but I'm really glad you did. Check out this one, guys. Oh, listen to some This Week in Baseball. NFL legend, Hall of Famer, Bob Greasy. Looks like a 1981 Topps. Man, I love the football cards from back in the day. I've said this story 2 or 3 times. Back in these days, Topps did not have a licensing agreement with the NFL, so they had a, what is that called when you white out the logo? And as a kid, I'm an 11-year-old kid in 1981, 11, 12-year-old kid. Hey, where's the logo? Yeah, it has to be on the other side. That's it. That's the ticket. It's on the other side. But, man, these cards are bringing back memories back in the day. This one I did have. I don't know if I still have it in my collection. I've got a ton of these. I'm pretty sure they're still in the rubber bands. But, man, I totally remember this card. I don't think I have very many Joe Montanas, but maybe 1 or 2 in those rubber bands. But I think I have a ton of Bob Greasy's. Again, Thank you, Jonathan, for these cards. Now let's check out the cards that Jonathan is going to submit in his PSA submission. The Joey brings it to PSA DNA, the red flip dual service lighthouse holder. Let's check it out, guys. Speaking of NFL legends, this is the first one he's going to submit. Damn, that's a sharp looking card. What in the heck is it? I'm not an expert on these new cards, but all I can say is that card, as my kids would say, that card looks beast. Look at that autograph, man. Green Sharpie autograph. If that grade's authentic, man, that's going to be gem mint 10 all day long. Starstruck Dan Marino. What the heck card is this? Let's check it out, guys. 1995 Pinnacle. Man, I would never have guessed that. I have no idea about these 90 cards. All I can say is that card looks awesome. The signature looks awesome. Bold green Sharpie. That's going to grade a 10. No doubt about it. And what else you got here, Jonathan? Going to submit this with my PSA DNA red flip submission. Oh, man, my favorite cards. 1975 SSPC legend Louis Vuitton in the Boston uniform. Look at that auto. Woo, nice. Another, no doubt, gem mint 10 autograph with the bold blue Sharpie, smooth signature. Man, this guy was a legend. I used to love watching this guy when he was on the Bo Sox. You guys remember his delivery? Doing the wind-up, looking all the way to second base, kicking his chin up and bringing it, man. Bringing the fastball, bringing the curve, bringing the changeup, the slider, the forkball. This guy brought everything. Man, he was not physically gifted, but he was mentally, nobody tougher, nobody meaner. Grew up in the streets in his hometown. Let me see. Let me see if he says where he's from. Pretty sure he's from Cuba. Doesn't say. Jonathan, maybe you could write down in the comment below. But man, with this guy's upbringing, tough upbringing, when he got to the major leagues, he was an animal. He was a legend while playing for the Boston Red Sox. He was also pretty cool when he was with the Yankees, but he made his name on Boston. Back in the day, man, my time, I loved it. Let's check out these cards. So we got 2 cards from Jonathan Bubba. Going to be sending in to PSA DNA with my submission. Probably next week, Jonathan. Probably a week from today, Friday, we'll be sending them out. Thank you again for the gift of sending me these 3 cards. Awesome, especially that Eddie motherfucking Murray. I do not have this card. I didn't have any card of him in the LA Dodger, the Dodger blue uniform. And for me personally, this video is all about this mail day. Check out this card, guys. It doesn't get any nicer, any more beautiful than that. Hall of Famer. 300 great baseball cards by Mike Payne. PSA for life. Vintage forever. Joey brings it. Man, we're on YouTube. We're showing cards. We're being part of the most awesome community here on YouTube. I love it. It's hot in Cali. I'm sweating, but I'm bringing you the cards. I hope you guys enjoyed. Everybody have a good weekend. Stay cool, stay fresh. Hey, if you guys have a grandma living in Cali, check in on her, man. Make sure she's okay. Hey, nothing like looking at the vintage. Joy brings it. Signing off from Cali. Everybody have a good weekend. See ya.